You may have noticed that I didn't have a Monday motivational video up last week, and there's a pretty good reason for that. Reason number one, I was completely jam-packed last week, and by the time Sunday night came, I didn't even have a plot or a story or anything set up. So that right there put a lot of frustration on me. Reason number two, I didn't even have my battery nor an extra battery for my camera. I left it in my friend's car. So even if I wanted to, I still couldn't, and it just frustrated me. So I had to skip over it. But just because of that, on today's show, what I'm going to do is answer some questions that I was receiving from people that sent in different questions to my email and questions to like my social media. So I figured maybe I can motivate you guys based off of those questions. And they're not all photography questions. Some of them are business questions and all of that. So question number one, and I get this question a lot, and I want to generally answer this to everybody that asks this question. When people say to me, how do you feel comfortable with a price that you give to a person who wants to book you? Now, this takes me back because before I got fully involved with photography and videography, I used to work two jobs. I used to work for McDonald's, and I used to also work for a company called Volunteers of America. Now, when I was getting back-to-back bookings, I noticed working at McDonald's was becoming a problem simply because it was conflicting with me having my bookings. So eventually I quit working there. Now, when I quit, I thought to myself, I'm losing this extra $250, close to $300 just for working 2 days a week. So when I set my price based off of knowing that I needed to make my $300 back that I was losing for canceling out working at McDonald's to only do photography on the side. So when I started to reach out to people and say, this is how much I charge, of course you get the general people who say, oh, well, that's too much, I'm just gonna go somewhere else. You have to stay strong and know why you're charging people this price. You wanna make a profit, you wanna be able to save, you wanna be able to put money aside so that you can do the things that you want to do. So when you send out a quote and you say, this is how much I'm gonna charge, it's okay for you to negotiate, but your price should always be the final price. You should not let the client dictate how much you charge them, because at the end of the day, you're the one who has to provide the service, you're the one who has to give the quality, so you should put a reasonable price tag on your quality of your work. Question number two, what kind of camera should I get to start off with? Well, this is a general answer also. There is no great camera. There's no camera that does everything at 100%. There's some Sony cameras out there that are great. There's some Canon cameras out there that are great. And there's just a whole line of cameras. When I first got started, I was only shooting on Canon. I had a Rebel T3, and that's what I shot on for the first 3.5 years of my career. So when I finally put my hands on a Nikon, it was completely different. I really did not know what to do, how to set the functions up and anything. I feel the best camera for you to get is the one that you're comfortable with. Don't worry about the names, don't worry about the pricing and everything. Get what you can afford and get what you're comfortable with. Do your research, look at the specs for everything, look at what it can do, look at what it can't do, look at how it will service you and what you need. And you'll be able to judge everything based off of that. Now, a lot of people get caught up in saying Canon is better here, Sony is better here, Nikon is better here, Pentax is better here. Just focus on getting the camera. Everything else will fall into place afterwards. When you start moving up and you start doing more, then you'll pay attention to more detailed specs on what cameras have to offer and what you need by the camera. So I don't think there's a perfect beginner camera. If you really wanted to ask me, I would say the Canon Rebel brand is a very good brand because everything is laid out black and white for you. If you want to do this, you press this. If you want to do that, you press that. So I can't really give an unprejudiced answer because I've always shot Canon, but I don't know, there might be some Nikons that shoot better than Canon for entry-level cameras also. I just never tried them. Question number three, how do you separate business from friendship and family? This is a good one because I've done business with family and friends, and I've done business with people that I don't know. I can tell you, I've had a much easier experience working with people that I don't know. And it's not because family and friends have tried to rip me off, but it's basically because I personally feel pressured when I'm working around family and friends, because I know they're hiring me because they know I'm not gonna let them down. And for some reason in the back of my mind, that puts a lot of pressure on me. I don't know why, it just does. I separate that by basically letting them know when they're hiring me, they're not hiring their brother, their nephew, their cousin. They're hiring me, the business person. So everything that I do, everything that I say is mainly on the strength of business. So anything between us has to be handled for business. So I would do everything basically how I do it when I'm speaking to somebody that I don't know. Everything is done through email so that we have a trail of everything that was said. We have a contract in order. And you'll get times where people that you know will say, oh, well, we're cool, so why do we have to be in a contract? This is protection on the both of you. This is protection on you and protection on your client. A contract is the best thing that you can do. Do not feel that because this person is your friend that they won't rip you off, because sometimes people will. I mean, not everybody's perfect, and not every business inquiry is a good one. You have to protect yourself as a business person, and you have to protect the business that you are running. Okay, question number 4, and this will probably be the final one. How are you comfortable in front of the camera for YouTube? To be honest with you, I am still not comfortable sitting in front of this camera, which is why today I wanted to step out of my comfort zone and actually record outside, because it's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day, and if you live in New York City, you know about the terrible cold weather that we just had last week, where it was negative 13 degrees was the real feel, and that was brutal. But I personally, I'm comfortable in front of the camera at times, like when I'm home, when there's nobody else around me. When I'm out, it is a little more nerve-wracking, but you just kind of gotta do it to be more comfortable with it. It's one of those things that if you do it once or twice, you'll never be comfortable. You have to kind of do it on a regular. You have to block everybody else out so that you don't feel uncomfortable. Right now I'm shooting in the park that I work at, and because the weather is so nice, there's a lot of people. You could probably see them over here walking past me. A couple of them have walked over here. But in my current state of mind, it's not bothering me that people are around me. I'm just focused on the message that I want to deliver, and that's it. So anybody who's around me, who's watching me, or who's looking, it's not really bothering me. Right now there's some dogs arguing over there, and I'm looking at them, but I know I need to be focused on you guys. So if you're looking to start a YouTube channel and your thing is how to be comfortable in front of the camera, play around in your house first. Don't just jump right outside and figure, oh, I have to record outside. Play around in your house. Set your camera up on a tripod or set it up on some books and just get comfortable recording yourself in your house. Stepping outside and stepping out of your comfort zone will come later. But I think the first thing you should do is record indoors. Record with your close friends and family. Record wherever you are comfortable at. If you're comfortable recording in your closet maybe, then just record in your closet. If you're comfortable with recording around your pets, then record around your pets. But the first thing you have to do is get comfortable in front of the camera first. Once you do that, everything else falls into place. I mean, people are always gonna look at you. People are always gonna look at you and think that it's very weird that you have a camera in front of you and you're talking to this camera. But at the end of the day, you have to remember the message that you're trying to deliver. You have to remember that if this is what you wanna do, you just gotta do it. You just gotta block everyone out and just know that your final product is gonna be the best thing. So this is why you're doing it. All right, well, that's all I got for you today. I mean, it was a short video, but I wanted to do a little Q&A just to switch it up a little bit. If you need more questions answered, you definitely can leave a question below, or if you have my number, you can text me, or if you need my email, you can send me an email. My email is pixbyLnyc@gmail.com, or if you have me on social media, you can definitely write me there and I'll be sure to answer. But if you are in New York City, remember, this week it will be nice this week. So you might want to take advantage of this nice weather, because you never know when we're going to get a week like this again in February. So hit the like button. Also, at the time of recording this video, I've got 70 followers. I want to applaud everybody who is following me and who keeps up with my videos and who comments on my videos. I want to applaud you guys, because you guys give me the motivation to continue doing it. Helicopter. This is the one bad problem about working where I work. So as I was saying, I want to applaud you guys, and I want to say thank you to you guys, because you guys didn't have to, but you did. So that basically means that 70 people out there find me interesting and find the message that I deliver to be a good message. So I want to say thank you, a big to all of you, except for the guys. You know, the guys, we could just fist pump it. Ready? 1, 2. But hit the like button if you found something that you like in this video. Subscribe if you aren't already subscribed. Notify a friend of this video if this was maybe a question that they needed help on or that they needed an answer on. And till the next video, I'll see you then. All right? Later.